again. Welcome to the Tour of Austria. It is stage 3 and it is one of the first one stepping into the higher mountains of that Tour of Austria. It is the 74th edition and today we're having a new one sitting next to me. It is Fabian Costa and I'm looking forward to commentate that stage with you. And it's going to be an intense one, interesting one. And unfortunately, it is again raining. Since the time we started in Upper Austria to now the second stage in Salzburg, we do have always a bit of rain and always some tricky conditions. But Fabian, we're looking forward to see a great stage today with tons of meters in elevation gain.
Hello and welcome also from my side. Yeah, I'm looking forward to today's stage. Thanks for having me. And yeah, Lukas, as you just said, rain falls and it's going to be a hectic day, I guess. Also with the descents, it's going to be very slippery. And I think we will have a very nice battle today on this mountaintop finish.
Yeah, it is the second mountaintop finish. Yesterday we had St. Johann Alpendorf with an intense sprint final. For our punchy uphill athletes, Isaac Del Toro had there, the last word to say up there in front of Andrew August from Aeneas Grenadier. And today, I guess in the GC classification, the tour is about to start new here.
Yeah, I think we will have a very intense battle here. The course is pretty tough, to say the least. I mean, we will do the Gaisberg loop 3 times and then on the last time we go all the way to the top. Should be quite steep, I guess, so will be interesting.
Yeah, having the stage classification from yesterday, Isaac Del Toro in front of Andrew August, then in 3rd position Hector Alvarez, and in 4th position Felix Großschartner, who was able to keep that leading jersey on his body, but there are some pretty big names waiting for him to maybe catch that one here today on the Gaisberg. Just to give you guys a little overview, we have 142.9k and 2,755 meters in elevation gain. And as Fabian said already, 3 times the Gaisberg loop and ending up there with a Category 1 mountain classification. Second highest classification at the UCI. Giving the athletes 12, 8, 6, 4 and 2 points. And we do have also 3 Category 3 classification, which means 6, 4 and 2 points. So having that historical, well-known castle Hellbrunn, where the start was today, also known out of the movie The Sound of Music. It was a so architecturally wise, it was a perfect venue. Unfortunately, it was raining. Looking onto the team presentation, Alpecin de Koenig, which performed very well yesterday with Jensen Blowright. He was in the breakaway group for approximately more than 100k so far. And today he is also aiming for more. Team Vorarlberg, we've seen WSA, KTM, Graz also always in the spotlight lights. The strong Conti teams, Rinkhoff at Varix with Ricky Zeudel, who was the winner of the Tour, the last Austrian overall winner of the Tour of Austria 2013. And here KTM, Tirol KTM cycling with Tim Waffler here, wearing the national championship jersey, and here we are with UAE. Felix Großschartner in the red one, then Isaac Del Toro in the black one as best newcomer or best young athlete, rookie athlete. And that was the start of today's stage over the red carpet with that beautiful Schloss Hellbrunn in the background EF education post also here up front with the bright pink helmets. So everything was prepared there, but then it started to rain, as you can see here, pretty heavily. And after that start, the battle for those precious comp points were for sure on. Then after approximately 18k, we started with the first one. It was a category 3 FAISTENAU called 1.2k, 107 meters in elevation gain, and maxing out to 14.7% there. And this was the first attack by one of ATT Investment, but he was caught pretty soon actually.
Yeah, as you can see, many attacks on this climb to go for the KOM points. Rain jackets out on this narrow climb,
which makes it pretty hard for us to see the bit numbers, but we can see Team Vorarlberg here. This is the entry sign of FAISTENAU, where the first com was. Here we are with that com, and that took home Vinokurov from XTS Astana in front of Emanuel Zangerle, Team Vorarlberg, and in third position it was Federico Guzzo. And now we are completely live in those stage here, and as you can see here, still raining heavily, and especially in the descent it is going to be tricky. We had yesterday a little bit of talk about the tire choice here, and today I guess it's more crucial than it was yesterday to have the right tire or to have the right PSI in the tire.
Tire pressure is going to be a very big point today. So usually I think riders would drop about half a bar, I don't know, in PSI, to be honest, to have more traction on the slippery roads, and especially when it's still raining heavily. The traction is a crucial part. The tires usually stay the same, so I guess they didn't do any changes there. But still, descending in a peloton, you have to be very, very careful.
Right now, FUSCHL, it is also famous not just for the headquarter of a very famous beverage bar brand, also for a beautiful lake, Lake FUSCHL. And as you can see here, the peloton is pretty much close together. And here we are with the second com of today, also category 3 one. FUSCHL, it was an easy one actually, 1.1k, 89 meters in elevation gain, but still maxing out to 17.3% there.
That's quite steep, yeah.
And having won there in front, Nikolai Vinokurov, and with the number 97 in the mountain classification jersey, Emanuel Zangerle, your roommate.
Yeah, we actually share the same flat, and obviously I've spoken to him yesterday, and he said, yeah, he's eager to go for the KOM jersey again today. He wants to keep it on his shoulders, and yeah, from what I can see, he still looks pretty good staying there on Vinokurov's wheel.
Those two athletes always are in the spotlight when it comes to the precious KOM points. And
now we can see
that
Emmanuel attacking.
Yeah, attacking Vinokurov and bringing home those important 6 points.
Yeah, so he should virtually be in his jersey again.
Yeah. So it is the second one. The first one was on Nikolai Vinokurov's Vita there, or result list or dashboard, as you want to say. And now they're just a little bit of freewheeling here. 100K exactly to go. We are already 1 hour and 3 minutes in the race. And yesterday we said it is a glorious day for racing, but today it is a pretty hard, wet, slippery, and maybe a bit of a hard day to motivate themselves to go out there and hammering down.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that, Emmanuel, he doesn't mind the bad weather, so he goes out there and crushes his training every day. So he doesn't really mind the bad weather, and most of the riders, they already feel less motivated when they see rain in the forecast even, and when they look out the window in the morning having breakfast. Rain is, to most of the riders, rain is really demotivating them. But there are a few riders that have a smile on their face when it's raining, because they know it's going to be super hard, and they are tough.
They are tough, and that picture we see right now, it is the Gaisberg, it is the finish line, and also up there it is raining, and again, like 2 days ago and yesterday, Julius Johansson, UAE, in front, trying to control the peloton. Also Lidl track by his side, and I wonder where Jaco Lula is, because that team always is somewhere to find up front in the peloton.
Yeah, I've also had a call yesterday with one of the riders from Jaco, Felix Engelhardt, and
which I just wanted to say, also his roommate.
Yeah. So I have a little background information there, and he told me that they are going for it today, and I'm really curious to see what they are up to the closer we get to the final here.
Michi Gogel, Alpecin de Koenig, which also had a great performance at the National Championships. He was in a breakaway group, in a two-man strong breakaway group with Tim Waffler. Until then, Felix Großschartner had his attack and caught them. But at the end, it was Tim Waffler, mainly known for his sprint capabilities and with his background from
the track.
The track, for sure. Maybe it's going to be a tough one today for Tim.
Yeah.
On that first crucial, real crucial mountain stage.
Yeah. He is a guy who prefers to have flatter courses like the one we had at the Austrian National Championships. But you have to be a really complete and good rider to claim that title and that jersey, especially in front of guys like Felix Großschartner, who basically can do everything.
But as you can see here, those two, Emanuel Zangale and Nikolai Vinokurov, were caught again by the chasers, and they already have 1 minute and 50 seconds a gap between the peloton and them. And we have, like yesterday, same picture, 6 athletes here up front, and we were talking a lot about Emanuel Zangale, and I guess we have also something prepared with him.
Emanuel Zangale heute stellvertretend im Bergtrikot. Wie fühlt es sich an, heute mit diesem Trikot zu starten?
Ja, ich bin punktegleich mit dem Vinokurov. Ich glaube, es wird ein ziemlich harter Kampf heute werden. Mal schauen, wie es ausgeht.
Ist das Rennen ab heute erst so richtig eröffnet oder warst du schon vor 2 Tagen?
Also ich glaube, für das Gesamtklassement fängt es heute richtig an. Bei mir geht es langsam zu Ende. Also ich sehe heute das Finale eher. Probiere heute nochmal die Kohlen aus dem Feuer holen und danach schauen wir mal.
Wie ist es denn jetzt für euch Kontinentalteams? Es ist kein Pro-Conti-Team am Start, es sind 7 Virtual-Teams hier. Ist es zu schwierig?
Es ist sicher sehr anspruchsvoll. Ich glaube, wir müssen uns aber nicht verstecken. Klar, gegen die Top-Virtual-Teams wie UAE, Jayco ist recht schwer, aber Astana und so hat man dann schon im Griff.
Rufen die Teammanager schon an?
Mal schauen, noch nicht ganz, aber mal schauen.
So Emanuel Zangerle in the mountain classification jersey, and for him the Tour of Austria is slowly coming to an end. It is the final for him. He's tried to secure some precious point. It is a head-to-head battle between him and Vinokurov, and he also thinks that for the GC, for the general classification, the Tour of Austria is about to start today new. And yeah, the Conti teams surely don't have to hide them in front of those strong World Tour teams, because so far they had an outstanding performance. And yes, we're looking forward to have another outstanding performance coming up from the Conti teams today. And in that breakaway group, we can see for sure Astana, we can see for sure Team Vorarlberg. I guess there are 2 of them in it.
So it's Vinokurov Nicolas from Astana, Giacomo Balabio, Alexander Konichev, Emanuel Zangerle, both from Team Vorarlberg, Guzzo Federico and Stansby Anton.
This is to Vorarlberg, then SC Padovani. We have Coop Repsol. We have Rinkov Advarix and also Alexander Konichev. Yesterday was in the 6-man strong breakaway group to probably 6K before they reached the finish line. They got caught by that huge peloton, but they were riding for approximately 100K up front and working pretty good together. Yeah, 93.6 to go. We are halfway of the Tour of Austria. We do have 357 already done, and 357 Ks are waiting for us, with those last 2 stages coming up tomorrow and on Sunday, with the Queen stage tomorrow on up to the Kütai with a start in Innsbruck, so back in Tyrol, and then we're heading on to Vorarlberg with also some tough climbs in it.
Yeah, it will be a hard final, starting from Feldkirch and also finishing in Feldkirch with some really prestigious Vorarlberg climbs in there. And yeah, as you just said, the Queen stage tomorrow, going over the Kütai twice.
Yeah.
It will be a tough stage too, but I don't think the riders will think about that just now. They have some pretty intense climbing coming up very shortly, so.
For sure. So 3 mountain classifications today. 3 sprint classifications. 1 in PLAINFELD coming up in 10K. Then we do have 1 in Copper with a huge motorsport heritage in it. And then for sure the Gaisberg. A lightning mountain finish as described in the road book. It is not just the Tour of Austria, it is the most beautiful sightseeing tour through Austria. Unfortunately with a bit of rain the last 3 stages, but nevertheless, we are provided with incredible cycling sport.
And now it looks like UAE is sharing the work in the peloton with Education First, the guys with the pink helmets, keeping the gap between the peloton and the leaders at around 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, and for sure, also the live stream or the live chat is open here again. So when there are any questions from your side, don't hesitate to ask us. And I was able to read, where is Amelie today? From Franzi Ehrenreich. So Franzi, you maybe know that she is on her way to Slovakia, having a race by herself on Saturday, also tomorrow, which means it is the premiere, or not the premiere for Fabian, but it is the premiere for him here at the Tour of Austria. Former cycling pro, coming from the mountain bike, going to the road cycling, then it was a mechanic, and now he's a teacher. An amazing way here. And
so hopefully, Franzi, you will be pleased with the commentary I will do today and tomorrow, and on Sunday you will hear Amelie again.
Rain looks a bit that is
stopped. Yeah, so rain jackets are coming off now. So a lot of riders going back to the cars and dropping the rain jackets there. Hoping they don't need it again today.
Yeah, hopefully. But let's just have a little look onto the weather forecast. Yesterday we had 14 degrees, and today there is 16 degrees in Salzburg, and for the finish up there at the Gaisberg, it should be dry. From the weather forecast, a bit of wind from north. Everything should be fine at the end when it goes up there, 7.6k long and 602 meters in elevation gain, and with a max out of 17.6%. This is going to be an intense finish, and I'm wondering if the peloton, like yesterday, trying to keep that gap with 1 minute and 26.
Yesterday it was your day, the whole day, the breakaway. Will it be the same plan today?
I'd like to, but I don't think anyone will let me go. And yeah, there's probably too many hills today for me.
How will be the next 3 stages now?
I'm going to suffer so hard for the next 3 days, but yeah, the views are nice, so it should be enjoyable.
That's why you ride a little bit slower.
Yes, I will ride slower, enjoy the views, enjoy the crowds, enjoy the atmosphere of Austria.
Do you know the Sound of Music?
Yes, I do know the movie.
You know its song?
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Jansen Blowright. What a performance he had yesterday from Alpecin de Koenig. And yeah, he will suffer the next 3 days, he said. So let's keep a little eye on him then. EF Education, Easy Post. Ryan Archie did pretty well onto the Boscheberg on stage 1. Yesterday, also somewhere in the top 10 to find. And also Andrew August from Aeneas Grenadier. That was one we don't have on the list, but like, he surprised us right in front of the finish line with a sprint battle against Isaac Del Toro. So that was also one of a kind yesterday. 14.6% that finish stretch with a tough 180-degree turn towards the finish. And yeah.
And Rui Costa from the EF team. So I have to mention him, sharing the same surnames.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
true.
used to be the world champion, I think in 2013. He won the world championships.
I guess so too. Also here, Tour de Suisse. Yeah, world champion, and also in 10th position at the TTT Team Time Trail. Then are having that breakaway group again, SC Padovano again in there, and here with the view back to the peloton. And those are pretty nasty conditions for the riders out there. Using that flatter part towards PLAINFELD, towards the first sprint classification. Also a little bit of an uphill there. .9 to go. It is the tour with not that long stages, but always with tons of elevation meters to fulfill or to complete. So today, as I said, 2,755. The longest stage so far was the first one in Steyr, and even there we had exactly 2,433 meters in elevation gain. So at the end of the week, in total, it sums up to 14,000 meters in elevation gain and 714 kilometers to go.
It's a quite hard tour of Austria. We had a few flatter stages in the previous years, but this year the organizers decided to make the Alps play a bigger role in this year's tour of Austria.
And also great to see a lot of spectators along the track, even though it is raining pretty hard. And here we are at the sprint classification in PLAINFELD. It is the home of Thomas Hödelmoser, the president of the Salzburg Cycling Federation. And his son is racing for Team Rinkhoff at Varix. So the family tradition of the Hödelmosers is cycling.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which weather out there. Coming to the 300 meter mark here. And now we see Team Vorarlberg, Alexander Konichev, I guess it was.
Yeah, he's going for the intermediate sprint.
Yeah, Alexander Konichev in front of Giacomo Palabio from Rinkhoff at Varix. 4 points for Konichev. Here we have the peloton closing a bit the gap. We are 1 minute and 13 seconds right now. Again, also a very warm welcome to all the US from Mexico, we see Vamos del Toro, Ese Torito, Vamos Torito. So again, Mexico is strong in the game. Neos, we've seen Little Trek in the rain covers, Jaco Elula, Astana a bit in the back of the peloton. So what would the tactic be for today, especially regarding the World Tour teams? We have Bo Schatner and Isaac Del Toro in the general, in the GC up front somewhere. Then Astana with Vinokurov here going for the mountain classification jersey. Even though it's going to be a tough fight between him and Emanuel Zangale. But in that early stage of the race, they just try to let those Conti teams go or control the tempo about a bit of hint in the peloton.
I mean, we can see that they keep the gap between 1 minute 10 and 1 minute 30. So that means they are kind of close. So they don't want to let them go too far. So they keep the pace high, keep everything under control. I think they're a bit afraid to let them go too far. So today, I guess they will just keep everything together until the final climb, and then lit the fireworks, I guess.
Your tip for today's stage? It would be amazing for Felix Großschartner to take home another stage win here. But as we see yesterday, Isaac Del Toro, Hector Alvarez, Little Trek, August Andrews. So there are some big names who are capable of bringing that one home.
Yeah, I mean, being Austrian, of course, I want to see Felix staying in the jersey and go for the win. But yeah, as you said, the competitors are fierce, so they don't want him to let go, and especially Isaac being on his own team, they have 2 cards they can play. So maybe they let each other go one by one, and then see who can follow. So I think they have the cards in their hands.
Right now in second position on the back wheel of Julius Johansen, and we are back with the breakaway group here. They're not letting them too far off the leash. They just try to maintain the gap here with a 1 minute and 8. But also Emanuel Zangale. Could it be an underdog game today?
Yeah, I mean, we heard him in the interview trying to keep the ball low, and yeah, he's a guy who can do everything. So he's good on the climbs. He can push in the flats, and as I said, the weather is his game. He will be for sure up there. I mean, fingers crossed. But once the climbing really starts, I think the favorites are clear.
Favorites are clear, and Lightning Mountain Heroes, I said earlier on, Salzburg, Gaisberg. The last winner up there was 1973. 1973, Wolfgang Steinmeier from Austria. He took home that legendary win up there at the Gaisberg, and then we had one 1969. So there are quite a few years between 2025 to 1961, and it is amazing to have the Tour of Austria back in one of the, say, capitals of Austria, and for sure with that strong lineup we are able to see in this year's edition. Also Felix Großschartner, Michi Gogel, Patrick Gamper said they can't remember such a strong lineup here at the Tour of Austria. Coupe Repsol always up front there in the breakaway group, and still 1:09.
I just hope that the riders put different gears on their bikes today, lower gears than they had in 1967.
1973 it was, 1969.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, that was quite a few years ago.
Yeah, I think
us, not there.
no. Not there yet. No,
not there yet. UAE, EF Education, then Ineos. So all the World Tour teams are up front in the peloton, trying to control that a little bit more. And still doing his work is Julius Johansson. Actually, he is a time trial expert. That's why he's always up front, trying to keep things under control. But still raining heavily. I'm more than happy to sit here in a dry, warm, nice commentator booth. Don't want to, I don't want to switch with them right now.
No, me neither. I used to like the rain, but now I'm super comfy sitting next to you in the studio.
We're also having one from Ensenada. It is the hometown of Isaac del Toro. Felix Rafael Maikal, also who was the domestique for Felix on the first stage, also playing today probably a crucial role for those two leaders. Patrick Gamper, Jaco Elula, we said earlier on, also well proved on Tour de France stages with a, I guess, victory in 2019 or 21. 21 was for sure Patrick Conrad.
Yeah.
From
it will also be a home stage for Patrick Gamper tomorrow. So he lives and grew up close to Innsbruck, and he knows the Kütai climb like the back of his hand, having spent a few weeks up in Kütai doing altitude training. So he just came off Kütai a few weeks ago, having spent 3 weeks there, and he told me that he will be in Kütai for 3 weeks with his team preparing for the Vuelta a España after the Tour of Austria.
So also a huge race schedule for those athletes here. And just to talk a little bit about the strong Conti teams. You were also part of one of those teams which is enlisted at the Tour of Austria, Team Vorarlberg. So knowing pretty much everyone in the team, so let's talk a little bit about their tactics they might have with Konichev or Tangale here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the two of them going on breakaways together, being very active, and yeah, whenever Emmanuel and I talk about races, he always mentions Konichev, so he's a super active rider, and the two of them get along very well together. So for them being in the breakaway again is super cool. I wonder how far they can get. But yeah, they have the cards in their hands, being teammates in the breakaway. So I wonder who is riding for who. We saw that Konichev took the sprint. Emmanuel is going for the KOM, so they complement each other very well. Then we have Daniel Geismeyer on the team. Super great mountain bike racer. So he was medalist at Marathon World Championships. Kilian Feuerstein, he also used to be a mountain biker. He's still doing some races off-road. And yeah, I know that mountain bikers like dirty weather. They feel comfortable in that. So yeah, maybe they can take benefits from that.
Yeah, and also Konichev has this year the good opportunity to have somehow two supporter cars, because his father is at the SC Badovani team. Konichev Dimitri is the directeur sportif there. And let's talk about another Austrian strong Conti team, Tyrol KTM Cycling. It is mainly an under 23 team, but they managed it somehow to put two riders of them into the top 20 with Marco Schrettel for sure. He did an amazing 2 stages already, was able to come top 15 yesterday. So also here are the chances pretty high to be in the GC in the upfront places. Also Rinkov Advarix is here in the breakaway, is part of the breakaway today.
Maybe he is setting something up for Ricardo Zeudel, because he is the guy for finals like today. Very tough climber. He won the Austrian Championships mountain climbers race in Innsbruck.
Up to Kütai?
No, it was up to the Axamalitzum.
Axamalitzum.
But he knows all of the climbs. He used to live in Innsbruck too, so he's very familiar with the Kütai climb. And I wonder what he can do today.
Then we do have also WSA KTM Graz, then RC Albe Feld at the lake from Carinthia. So Austria is with, I guess, 25 plus riders. In total, 19% of the peloton here at the start. We have been 140 riders at the first stage, then 2 drop off in the second stage. So I guess somewhere around 135 are still in the game, and we are still here by 1 minute and 17 seconds gap between those breakaway riders going towards Oberwinkel. Is the third of those 5 mountain classifications with 4.5k and an average of 5.9, maxing out to 15.6.
The gap is roughly staying the same. Again, between 1 minute 10 and 1 minute 30. It's still UAE Team Emirates pulling in the front.
But you said Felix Engelhardt from JQ Lula, the German, is your roommate. You had the opportunity to talk to him yesterday. Wouldn't he be also like a tip for today's stage?
Yeah, I mean, I placed my bet on him today because he said he's yeah, he marked the stage in his road book. He's coming off a really strong national championships, so he just missed the title by a few centimeters. He did a really strong race there, and I followed his preparation leading up to this Tour of Austria, so he's in really good shape. And yeah, the team is on fire today. That's what he told me.
Who is going to be the key leader of JQA Lula? We know Patrick Gamper in it, Felix Engelhardt. Is it deciding today a bit for the mountain stages coming up?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Felix knows most of the roads, having spent his previous years in KTM Tirol, so he raced a lot in Austria, and he knows the roads quite well. So he'll play a crucial role telling his teammates where to go, what to do. And yeah, hopefully it will be his game today. But I'm not sure if he's riding for one of his teammates or if he's actually the leader for today. He didn't want to give me everything away.
Otherwise, we talk a little bit too much in detail and too much about the...
You never know who's listening.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe someone from the other teams in the team car is also watching that live stream. If so, it would be amazing to have a comment in the live chat so that we know also the teams are watching those pictures provided to us. And it's also a tough day for all the medias out there, for all the motors out there, just
keeping the cameras clean for us.
And for sure, don't harm any athletes out there in the descent. As you can see here, it is raining cats and dogs.
As they say, yeah.
All in the rain jackets. And here we have the lower part of that uphill. 72k to go. Nearly the half of the stage is done. And this is that one starting up to OBERWINKL. Another mountain classification. And you've been in such situations. It is raining in the peloton or in the breakaway. Is there any chance to, or are they talking a lot right now, those 6 athletes up front?
I mean, we just heard Emmanuel talking to Alexander Konichev, so they are talking that tactics for this climb. So yeah, the battle for the KOM points is already on. They are at the bottom of the climb now.
Another 6 points can't be secured there. And it is the main goal for Emanuel Zangerle to really tighten up his lead. And we have also Matthias Nolle from
Wie ist die
Benotti.
Stimmung bei der Tour of Austria?
Bis jetzt war es jeden Tag sehr gut. Gestern ultra viele Menschen, auch im Startbereich, im Zielbereich. Dadurch, dass die Streckenführung dieses Jahr auch ein bisschen mehr Runden sind, ist es für die Zuschauer auch attraktiv, dass man uns mehrmals sieht. Und das merkt man auch. Und trotz dass das Wetter jetzt nicht so super toll ist, sind trotzdem sehr viele Leute hier.
Wie hart werden die kommenden Tage?
Ja, ab jetzt ist jeder Tag für uns Conti-Fahrer, gerade wenn man jetzt kein ausgeschriebener Bergfahrer ist, sehr, sehr anstrengend. Daher hast du jeden Tag fast 3000 Höhenmeter und da wird es einfach nur ein Kampf.
Matthias Nolde from Benotti Berthold, he said the atmosphere is amazing here, the crowd is amazing, and due to the fact that this year there are more circuit or more rounds to complete. There, it is possible for the spectators to see them a bit more often than just seeing them racing by. So it is amazing, but it is going to be intense the next few days. Nearly 3,000 meters in elevation gain for every stage is going to be painful for their legs. And painful for the legs is also right now that climb uphill. An average 6 or 5.9% average gradient, maxing out to 15.6. It is the third highest, how do you say, steepness in that today's stage. Coming up to the Gaisberg with 17.6 for the lightning finish. I hope it's not a lightning in terms of weather. Otherwise it would be a bit tough up there. Yeah, it's just let them ride here. 1 minute 21. You said it before, different gear for the riders today.
Yeah, I think they put a 34 cassette in the back. Maybe some of them also changed gears in the front, since it's mostly up or downhill, not a lot of flat sections. So I think the riders can preserve more energy if they pedal on lower gears today. And since the maximum gradient is 17.6%, that's super steep. So hopefully the riders have low gears. Otherwise, if your legs are smashed and you have to climb 17%, I wouldn't want to change with them.
No, definitely not. Someone is warming himself up there in the back, you can see.
Cold hands.
Cold hands.
For Rafael Maika. Yeah, it's super hard to do downhills when your fingers are kind of frozen, when they feel too cold. So there's not a lot of feeling in the fingers.
16 degrees so far, 70k to go, and we're going up to 1,182 meters above sea level today. It is, for now, the highest point of the Tour of Austria. Tomorrow it will be over 2,200.
So we hope for sunshine in Kütai.
We hope for sunshine, otherwise there would be also, could be snow a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
a bit of topic.
The last week it was snowing down to around 2,400, 2,300 meters. So usually the riders are preparing for the heat, doing heat adaptation, and now it's freezing cold.
So no cooling jackets before the start for the athlete. And Julius Johansen still working for, you can say, for the whole peloton.
Yeah. He took the responsibility for the pacing duties today.
And not just today, also yesterday and at stage 1.
Tough job.
Tough job for sure for Julius. Would there at any point be the option to stop? Oh, we do have sunshine here. Look at that. It's sunny. Amazing. Hopefully it stays like that, because weather forecast says it's going to clear up along the afternoon. And it's always good to see the shadow on the road.
Yeah.
But then, you know, things are getting better and better and better for them. We have the nutrition zone for Rinkhoff Advarix. Three Italians are in the leading group. Is it possible that those three Italians are trying to start something here? Or for sure, Konichev is not doing anything without his teammate Emanuele Zangale. As we all know, he is going for a mountain classification journey, but maybe a Sepadovano with Rinkhoff Advarix, with Balabio Giacomo? Or is it just stick to the team tactics and do that the Director Sportiv is telling you in the year?
I mean, usually you look after the team tactics, but being in the breakaway, you always look for alliances. And yeah, the Italians are probably trying to stick together, and if somebody would try to break away, he would always ask a fellow Italian to go with him. I mean, doing all the work by yourself is obviously a lot harder than staying in a group. I mean, maybe we see something after the KOM sprint, that the riders are trying to stay clear, or they just go for another lap and then on the next climb they will aim to go.
In total, they have to do 3 laps around the Gaisberg. And that signal you can hear here is the new safety strategy from the Tour of Austria, to avoid any crashes, to avoid any surprises when it comes to hairpin turns like we have here. And this is the start of the come here up to OBERWINKL. And as you can see here, it may stop raining.
Rain jackets coming off again.
Rain jackets are coming off again, also for Emanuele Zangale. So 4.5k. Team Vorarlberg with the supporter car is already here, because now they are allowed to be in the gap when the gap is closer or smaller than 30 seconds. And looking back to the peloton, they are not far away from the breakaway group, 1 minute and 19 seconds and 66.3 to go to the finish. Also, the peloton is at the start of the come up to OBERWINKL. Average speed so far, due to the fact it is more hilly than the stages before. We have 39.9, but 1,800 meters of elevation gain still to go until the finish line.
So there is loads of climbing to come. I mean, 39.9 with the weather and the climbs we already had is still pretty fast.
And now it's going to be interesting because Vinokurov and Emanuel Zangerle are in that breakaway. Both are going for the mountain classification jersey. Also journey. It is also a huge journey for them. But in the end, the prize is the jersey for those top contenders regarding the mountain classification. And Vinokurov, I guess, is there in front of Emanuel Zangerle. Coop, Repsol, Stensby at the end of the breakaway. And here we have again the peloton, aka the chasers. Yeah, Elage. Espargaro also posted a picture on Instagram with a pretty swollen thumb. And we'll just read it. He maybe is not part of today's stage. But that one was a pretty nasty swollen thumb here.
Yeah, it now says that he abandoned the race after a crash. So the MotoGP star is out of this year's Tour of Austria, unfortunately. And we wish him speedy recovery so he can get back on a bike.
It doesn't matter on which one.
Yeah.
Is it one with a motor between his legs, or is the motor in his legs? We are still up to the mountain classification. Still some days to go. Also the spectators along the track partying a bit there.
Yeah. Having fun.
Having fun for sure. And Austria one more time showing its beauty. Even though it is raining, or
stopped raining.
Stopped raining, but still a bit cloudy. One more time. If there are any questions, just
put them in the comment section of our YouTube
live stream there. We are happy to answer it. I guess Fabian is happier to answer it because he is the expert today, knowing everything about gears, about tactics, about some of the athletes, for sure, especially his roommates. Guadeloupe is watching the Tour of Austria. And here we have Tour de France vibes, and the Biddens are flying away from the athletes, and the kids for sure are more than happy to catch the one or another.
And now it's ramping up on the climb.
It is ramping up. We are going into that steep section of 15.6%. 275 meters in elevation gain, and the peloton is just one turn away from the breakaway. They can see them for sure, and they're watching down, because it is always tough when you are able to see your chases.
Yeah.
Then the pulse is ramping up. Not just the street is ramping up, but also the pulse.
But the peloton is still pretty big, so they are still controlling the pace and holding the gap at 1 minute 10 now.
Oh, Colin Stüssi.
Yeah. Fan club.
Fan club vom Team Vorarlberg. Weather is getting better minute by minute. And while we're talking minutes, we are already 2 hours in the race, having completed more than a half of the stage with 63.6 K. As he said early on at the beginning of the stream, 3 times around the Gaisberg, and then the third and last time all the way up. And hopefully we see some amazing pictures up there, see some amazing fights. And my guess is that the breakaway is caught at the start of the Gaisberg.
And I just got a picture of
Amelie
Alex Geiler with Amelie Cooper driving to the race. So good luck, guys, for the races.
Oh, for sure, good luck, Amelie. Hopefully there's also a stream there where we can watch it.
Yeah.
Or she just have to text us afterwards. The question if there's a best team classification at the end of the tour.
Yes, there is.
There is.
And at the moment, Team UAE, Team Emirates is leading in front of Team Czechia Luda and EF Education Easy Post. The best Austrian team at the moment is Rinkhoff Advarix at 6th place, and WSEA KTM Graz in 9th place.
So now we're in the heated phase right now of the classification. Federico Guzzo from SC Padovani lost a bit of track of the back wheel from Giacomo Balabio. So as you can see it from the aerial footage, approximately 5 to 10 meters gap, but he's able to come back here. So now we have a bit of an attack going on. Emanuel Zangale in the white, you can see in the second position here. Maybe up front is, I guess it is Nicolas Vinokurov here trying to go for the com.
Being the son of the legend Alexander Vinokurov, Olympic gold medalist from the 2012 Olympic Games. Now the gap is up to 1 minute 40. So they are pushing now.
They're pushing, yeah. They put the head down here. and it is way too fast for Federico Guzzo, who had an amazing day yesterday, a long breakaway, but now it is time for Emanuel Zangerle setting on the sprint against Alexander Vinokurov. He is on the back wheel of Emanuel Zangerle. Is it that deciding moment to bring home those mountain classification jersey? Here we are right now at the scene directly. Is it Zangerle? Is it Vinokurov? It is Zangerle. Emanuel Zangerle getting that precious point here at that mountain classification. Oberwinkel. Here are we know we had already 2 stages, and all athletes know they have already 2 stages in the legs. So after that very hard one, how is the recovery looking for those athletes? Are they just hop off the race bike and hop on the recovery bike, or in terms of muscle recovery, in terms of nutrition? How's it going there?
I mean, today we have a mountaintop finish, so it's probably hard for them to hop on the rollers immediately and just spin the legs. I guess most of the riders will have to put a dry jacket on and ride down to the team pass. Then usually they have to go to the hotel. I don't know if they drive to Innsbruck tonight or stay there, but most of the teams will go to Innsbruck already and then probably have good food on the bus or in the team cars. I mean, not every team has the luxury to have a team bus here. Then probably a massage, and usually go to bed as early as you can to be fully recovered for the next day.
Even though the next day is the Queen stage, as you want to call it. But today that stage has also a pretty famous name. It's called Rock Me Amadeus. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, for every one of us.
Knows the guy.
So also the peloton is here again, and now we have the virtual com classification. Emanuel Zangerle with 34 points. Today he were able to score 16 points already. Nicolas Vinokurov, but just 2 points
separating the two of them.
And then David Paumann from Tyrol KTM cycling team is on the 3rd position. Ryan Archie, EF Education Easy Post in 4th position, and Federico Guzzo in 5th position, having the slow-mo again, the replay again of that fight between Emanuel Zangerle and Nicolas Vinokurov, ending in a pretty narrow turn there. Again, with the aerial footage, amazing pictures here, racing through the bright green forest. Looking amazing. It's like Tour de France vibes, for sure. Especially then up to the Gaisberg, because we have seen the pictures earlier a bit 5 minutes ago from the Gaisberg, a little glimpse to the finish line.
And also a lot of spectators not minding the weather, which is always nice to see, pushing the riders up there. And especially the local riders, the Austrian riders, will have a huge crowd pushing them up the climb. And maybe we see a surprise even from one of our Austrian riders.
Yeah. 7.6K long climb up there. 602 meters in elevation gain. And now we are in the downhill already. And also that one is very crucial for them, not to overpower downhill, not to be too risky on the bike. Is it somehow better, or somewhat in that case better, to like slow it a bit down, losing maybe 5 or 10 seconds just to go safe and sound? I know we are in the race situation right now.
Yeah, we always use the term calculated risks. I don't know how you can calculate that, but yeah, I mean, every rider has different capabilities, and so some might use the descents to go away. Some might use it to save energy. I don't know, but you can see one of the riders of the breakaway group is a little drop, and if you
that is Nicolas Vinokourov from XTS Astana.
Maybe he overcooked the turn, but yeah, you can see he's sprinting back to the leading group, and if you have to do that more often, you lose energy. So basically, you want to ride as economical as possible. I mean, we just saw the two of them sprinting for the KOM. So yeah, trying to preserve as much energy as you can while still doing your job.
Nutrition, 55.8K ahead to go. Emanuel Zangerle is
swapping glasses.
Swapping glasses.
A fresh lens. Yeah, nutrition is very crucial today. I mean, usually you don't feel super thirsty when it's cold, but you still have to get that energy into the system, especially with another 2 days coming up. But now, I mean, it's only 55 kilometers left, but still they will probably spend around 2 hours, I guess. So it's still a long way to go and lots of climbing, so you have to get your energy in. I mean, the rule of thumb nowadays is 120 grams of carbs per hour, so that's quite a lot, and it's not that easy when it's cold. You don't feel super hungry, you don't feel thirsty, so you kind of have to force yourself getting the nutrition in and use every calm moment to eat, to drink. I mean, now you can see after the climb, everybody's feeding himself.
Refueling.
Yeah, and being prepared for the next climb or challenge.
Yeah, the next challenge will be sprint classification. And there is one lining up in front, was lining up in front, but now they are perfectly working together again. We are a few kilometers away from the sprint classification. And also the question popped up if there were any crashes so far or any news. Yeah, the biggest news we have is that Aleix
Espargaro
pulled out of the race, abandoned the race due to a crash here, and might be a fraction in his arm. Could be. Two minutes already, the gap here.
Yeah.
Still Julius Johansson up front.
No news from the peloton.
No.
Still Julius and UAE Team Emirates pulling in the front.
With Isaac Del Toro, Felix Groschartner, Rafael Maikal, Polish national champ, also 2 times winner of the Tour de France. But in this year's Tour of Austria, in the role of the
Superstar Mystique.
Super Domestique. Not just 1 for 2 of UAE. Also yesterday, Filippo Baroncini tried to attack in front, right before the finish area. And also now the peloton just caught Federico Guzzo from SC Padovani, right now lined at the 4th position.
The best ranked rider of the leading group is Balabio Giacomo, only 46 seconds behind in the GC. So that's why the peloton tries to keep him on a short leash.
EF, Ineos also trying to position themselves. So the World Tour teams are here doing the work.
And now the peloton is lined out, so that always means that the pace is going up.
It's pretty fast. Also here at the breakaway group, they for sure know the time gap between them and the peloton. Going towards Koppel right now, next to the Salzburg ring, known for amazing motorsports action, hosting motorcycling car races since 1961.
Yeah, and I remember we once did a Austrian Bundesliga road race on the circuit.
And the sprint points are pretty much next to the Salzburg ring.
We have a lot of Spanish comments in our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
but unfortunately I don't speak Spanish. Do you?
No. Hola, ¿cómo estás? That's the only thing I can say.
I think my Spanish ends there as well.
Yeah. 1 minute and 42. Yeah, they're speeding up here, putting a bit the hammer down, and
the peloton is stretched out.
yeah, it is stretched out. Yeah, you can see here maybe also a bit of wind. Here we have slight crosswind.
Now it looks like Zangale is leading out Konichev for the sprint qualification. Classification.
Yeah. We are right in front of Koppel. Not far to go, and also Stensby from Coop Repsol is preparing himself here, trying to... Here you can see the sprint classification. Alexander Konichev is grabbing those points, is grabbing those bonus seconds. 3 seconds in a total are here for the GC. And after that, we are again going towards OBERWINKL. We've been there already, and we have it a second time. And then having another sprint classification, as we've seen before, in that position next to the Salzburg ring. And after that, the FUSCHL climb to the Gaisberg is about to start. Isaac del Toro, we can see here. Michael. Yeah, it is windy. We got a bit of headwind right now. So that's why Julius Johansson is in the aerodynamic position, leaning on the bar.
He's also the only guy of UAE using their aero bike. So he probably already knew in the morning that he's on pacing duties today. And the rest of them is on the climbing bike.
Also, the bike question is a huge question to discuss here. We know the Pro World Tour teams and Pro teams may have the chances to switch between two different bike kinds, like you said already, the aero bike or the mountain bike. The mount for the mountain stages, not the mountain bike for mountain stages, the bike. But just have a look onto all those Conti teams. Is it also possible for them to switch between those two kinds of bikes?
I mean, many of the teams don't have the luxury to swap bikes, but I just saw that Emmanuel, he's using an even lighter version of the BMC that they use at Team Vorarlberg. So he's opting for every single marginal gain that he can get to secure this jersey today. And it also depends on your role. I mean, as I just mentioned, Julius is on the aero machine. I mean, this climbs being flattish, if you can call it like that, he will still benefit from the aero gains. And his job is probably done once they enter the last climb. And yeah, I don't know about the other teams, to be honest, but I think most of the peloton, if they have a choice, will opt for the lighter version and probably even go for shallower rims, so they will not use the super aero high wheels, just to save a little bit of weight there.
So equipment choice on such stages, we are right now in it. Especially that one is a crucial part.
Yeah.
Not just for the Conti teams, also for all the World Tour teams.
And usually you would always also use harder brake pads. Because if you use the softer ones, you usually have more braking power, but they are gone faster, especially in the rain. It shaves off the brake pads immediately, and you want to have your brakes working well, especially in weather like today.
Yeah. Because right now it is started to rain again in Salzburg. Now having a look on all the team cars, and as you can see here, they are actually also, even though it is a slight descent, but they are hammering down and putting up the pace right now, more than 40 in average. Giacomo Valabino able to walk his way up 14th position in the GC.
Hey, he's leading the virtual GC at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. Three bonus seconds and 10k to go to OBERWINKL with 939 meters above sea level. Is it not the highest mountain on the tour, but with a nasty gradient for sure.
But the leaders are still working together really well to stay clear from the peloton. 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, but they were able to close the gap for about 30 seconds in the last 3K.
Yeah, yo-yoing their way.
Yo-yoing their way towards the breakaway group. But also the peloton is not that stretched anymore, we've seen already. So they're a bit more tightened up. .45 exactly right now to go. Now it is Alexander Konijev's turn to be up front. Now Giacomo Balabio representing Italy. Also had 4th place at the Tour of Malapolska. This year was 8 in the GC here. 6th place at the Upper Austria Tour. And yeah, Circuit des Ardennes. 5th in the sprint and 4th in the GC.
And also 2nd in Leonding, the first race of the Austrian season. So he seems to enjoy racing in Austria.
Yeah, and he also took home a win at the 3rd stage of the Tour de Taiwan. For Rinkhoff at Varix. One of those teams are responsible for all the things happening which we are able to see right now. One minute 22 seconds. 53.3k to go. Yeah, it is a stage with tons of history, for sure. And also with a huge heritage up to the Gaisberg. Up there are very important meteorological equipment that provides the data. Unfortunately, this time it provided us a rainy weather. And this is now the part where we are going to the first little uphill of the next mountain classification we've seen already, OBERWINKL. And also funny to know is we have one amazing come up to the Gaisberg, and it's also set up by Gregor Mühlberger, also a guy you know since you were 11 years old.
Yeah, he used to race mountain bikes back then. Then he tried to become a ski racer, and we met on a few occasions on the road. And after that, I had no chance following him anymore. So he's currently at the Tour de France with Team Movistar. Super nice guy.
So, well, we just said Tour de France. You know, Isaac Del Toro, second in the Giro d'Italia. He is like 21 years old. The rising star on the cycling sky, as you want to say that. But beside him, having Felix Großschartner in the team, is there somehow also a bit, is he also somehow a bit disappointed to not be at the Tour this year?
I mean, you don't know what the plan at the beginning of the season was, and having a guy like Tadej Pogačar in your own team, like a clear Tour favorite, I don't think it's super easy for a young guy like him stepping up, telling the team, I'm going to the Tour. So probably this year he's going for the Giro, and then in the next couple of years they will try and build him towards the biggest race there is. He's probably somebody to mark for the future.
There was one phrasing: every 10 years there's a Tour de France winner born. Maybe he is the next one, but also Rafael Maikal, Felix Großschartner. What are the decisive decisions from the director sportif to not send those top athletes, same like Jaco Elula or Hector Alvarez, Little Trek, all of those athletes are in the UCI ranking up front somewhere to find?
I mean, first of all, the riders are not allowed to surpass a certain amount of race days per year. Then you don't want to burn out a 21-year-old, even if he can do incredible and amazing things on the bike, but you don't want to burn them too early. And him being a star in his youth already, I mean, he won the Tour de l'Avenir when he was still U23, or he is still U23. So you have to build those riders. And then again, having fierce competition even within your own team. Like there's only 7 guys that can go to the Tour, so the spots are super limited. You have to put your name on that list. So, I mean, Del Toro he's not unknown. Especially
sure not.
after this incredible Giro that he had. I mean, it's difficult. As long as Pogačar is the leader in the team, it will probably be hard for him. But who knows? We've seen it with different teams. I mean, Ineos Grenadiers, they had one leader for a few years, and then there was another stepping up. And then same with Jumbo-Visma, and you name it. So
we will see. We will see. We will have him on the list, his name on the list. And what I've read so far, your name was also on the list there. You got a question just for you, Mr. Costa. And also the temperatures last street. Sorry about that. It is right now 16 degrees in Salzburg. And as you may see on the stream, it's still raining. But up there at the Gaisberg, it is...
So Franzi is asking which one of my 2 roommates is most likely to win today's stage, it's the same question. Who do you like more, mom or dad? I can't decide.
But what we know for sure, Emanuel Zangerle is in the virtual com classification up front with a 2 points lead in front of Nicolas Vinokurov, and also that one coming up right next. It is another category free climb to OBERWINKL, which means he can add another 6 points to his balance, which leads him then to 42 points in total. But the last one, up to Gaisberg, is the second highest category, which means 12 points can be secured up there. Then the second get 8 points, 6 points, 4 points, 2 points, and not so on. It's just for the top 5 athletes here, and also maybe some points for the sprint classification, because also the sprint points, not just that one we've seen so far at a Koppel or PLAINFELD, which are just 4, 2 and 1 points. Here you can secure yourself 15 points down to 1 point.
So there will be a shake-up in the classifications. I mean, today it looks like the jersey is secured for Emanuel. Maybe it will be a shake-up in the next one. Could be, but if it stays like that, and then yeah, we have to see if the peloton catches the leaders.
Yeah, we have.
And then the cards will be shuffled again.
Shuffle again. 38.7k. 52 seconds is the gap right now between the peloton and the breakaway group, and for sure the moto we've seen always somewhere on the side with the big blackboard you used to ride on right now, not on the bike anymore. Still on the bike, but not in racing mode, is always showing them what the time gap is, and it is shrinking. As you can see, 49 seconds to 40 seconds. So like yo-yoing, as you said before. And we are right now at the bit of flatter part, as we've seen so far at the round before, going towards that right-hand turn, and a lot of spectators always along the road, standing rain and wind and bad weather. So Thomas Bupp yesterday, the director of the Tour of Austria, said it is so far a fantastic one with great riding, great venues, strong battles between the continental teams and the pro teams, and Julius Johansson is right now really on duty trying to bring that peloton, and as we see, it is stretched again pretty long, and he is fast, he is hammering.
Yeah, he means business now.
Yeah,
trying to bring the leaders back. Maybe they can stay out there until they reach the KOM point, but afterwards the race
starts for sure.
Starts new, fresh start.
34 seconds, under 30 seconds. The team cars have to move away. And now Emanuel Zangerle is stretching his head. Long days so far on that Tour of Austria. More than half of the whole tour is done here. We are in the third stage for everyone who just streamed in or clicked in, and it is the second time we're going up to OBERWINKL, and it is closing for sure. Pretty fast. 27 seconds here, and there we have an attack by Nicolas Vinokurov, not Alexander, that was his father, but Nicolas Vinokurov, and Emanuel Zangerle used the momentum to go with him, and this is going to be a tough fight up there. We know it. It is 275 meters in elevation gain. It is maxing out to 15.6%. And in total, we do have 6, like average, or 6% average up there to OBERWINKL and Julius Johansson. Put down again an amazing show here for Team UAE, but not just for Team UAE, also for the rest of the peloton.
And now we are expecting a tight battle for this KOM jersey. Two of them are giving each other a big fight up there.
Yeah. And the others are going to be swallowed by any second. Also, the motors are leaving. And Nicolas Vinokurov from XDS Astana in front of Emanuel Zangerle from Team Vorarlberg. In the interview, he got the question if some team managers have already called him. He said so far not, but maybe we'll see after that stage today. And it is again the tension, you can feel it also here in our commentator booth.
Is rising.
Is rising. 17 seconds, 36.1k. And at that point, you can see the riders are always turning their heads towards the peloton because them are coming with a huge speed. Here they are.
I wonder what their director sportif is telling them in their ears.
Yeah, that would be interesting to have some of the tactics, not all, but a bit one here.
I guess Paul Renger is urging Zangi to stay on the wheel.
Also from XDS Astana, Peter Kenov or Helmut Dollinger, who is responsible for the training there, and we all know XDS Astana is working with some mathematics, who is specialized in the AI, artificial intelligence, where they're like really let those starts working through, and yeah, it's rocket science right now. Racing is rocket science.
And now the peloton is narrowing down, so the pace really is upping.
Yeah. And those two are still up in front, but that's not just more than a glimpse. Three kilometers to go until the come, more or less. And here they are. Oh, 2 hours and 41 in brutal conditions, in rain.
Zangerle glued to the wheel
of
Vinokurov, and both
keeping
of them
the gap.
Both of them always looking behind.
They're keeping the gap. At least trying to keep that gap open.
Not much of the peloton left.
No, no. You can see ramping up.
Getting rid of unnecessary weight.
Oh, this is close. And now I guess it is the moment where those two are trying to call it. For sure. Because now they are swallowed by the peloton. Stepping to the side and let those others do the work right now. So no more points for Zangale, no more points for Vinokurov. And yeah, the peloton is also shrinking second by second.
Here we have Hermann Bernsteiner in the red jersey of Feld am See.
Next to him, I guess it's
comeback for him on the road.
Yeah.
Because he swapped from Bahrain victorious back to going on the mountain bike, and now he is back in a road racing peloton again.
107, I believe that was.
And now we finally see a new face in front of the peloton. Johannes has done, or Julius has done an amazing job bringing back the leaders. But Vinokurov is still hanging in there.
Yeah, but he is losing distance there. Yeah, up front, UAE again, strong. They are. I can see how small the peloton got. But still complete is UAE, Ineos, you can see there, EF Education,
Jaco is still there.
Yeah, 33.4k. You can call it a new start of the race. Again here in that point, dry. Here the feeding zone. We should also wonder who is honored with the most active rider of today. I go for Julius Johansen. Is he done quite
a bit, yeah.
Quite a bit. And the sun is there. Maybe there we can see an attack there, or trying to
move up on the climb.
That is Jaco Alula.
Still with 4 riders.
And also strong WSA KTM Graz. Oh, here you can see. Oh, that's Tour de France. Wipes up to Oberwinkl. Names written now on the street. Spectators are along the track. And what pictures. Patrick Gamper it is. Is it? In front.
It looks like.
Tall guy.
Yeah.
Here we are at the Kram. I can see also Lidl track, ATT investment, Coupe Repsol.
But Zangale was still in the penalty, back of the peloton.
Yeah. And now look how stretched it is in the downhill. It was the last time seeing the athletes up in Oberwinkl. We are having a downhill for
4 kilometers.
4 up to 5k, kilometers. Then gradient ascent towards Salzburg land, towards Copper. And then the show is about to start.
It's trying to recover for the last challenge of today, which is the mountaintop finish up to the Gaisberg Spitze.
But I guess Emanuel Zangale is bringing home that mountain classification jersey.
So we will see him in the jersey
tomorrow
in Innsbruck, his hometown.
Or Nicolas Vinokurov is on for that category 1 at the Gaisberg, but he has done so far hard job.
Yeah.
Also being out there alone or in the breakaway group for many kilometers.
He spent a lot of energy staying out there.
Yeah. Here we have the replay again of those fantastic pictures, and look how small the peloton is already. And I guess up there to the Gaisberg, it will stretch even more than it is already.
Yeah, there won't be a bigger group coming up there. So now the team are trying to kind of spend every single bit of energy they have to stay together and put their one leader as far up the climb as they can.
So here you can see the mountain top, the finish of the Gaisberg. Even though it is a bit flat here, but it was, to get there, it was a tough climb, 7.6k long and 602 meters in elevation gain to complete, to reach that 50-meter mark. And maybe if there is a group of 2 or 3, we are able maybe to see another finish sprint here. And the person you hear here in the background is Uwe Holly. He is responsible for the German stream with Lukas Ebenbichler. He was one of the last Austrian winners stage winners of the Tour of Austria 2017. And then there was Felix Großschartner.
It was in Innsbruck.
It was in Innsbruck.
Yeah.
It was in Innsbruck. And here are so far the list. We have DNF, Aleix Espargaro, Noah Ramsey, Ausu, Darren van Beckham didn't start today. Axel Hughes, Georg Steinhauser did not start. He did an amazing job yesterday, was leading the peloton quite often. And also Johannes Banzer. And now we have also the results of the OBERWINKL with Florian Vermelsch from UAE, Callan O'Brien and Felix Engelhardt. Still nothing changed in the virtual classification, and we are back with the riders, back with those heroes of today, as you want to call them for sure.
The GC battle is on.
The GC battle is on.
"27 kilometers to go, still in the downhill."
Still in the downhill. And nearly 3 hours going towards Salzburger Land or Koppel. Now also the big question is, Felix Großschartner able to keep that gap in the GC?
Yeah, he's for sure very motivated to keep that jersey all the way to Feldkirch. He's in good shape. I mean, we saw in the Austrian Road National Championships, he bridged the gap of 3 minutes all by himself. Missed out on the title then. I mean, he would have loved to go to the Tour of Austria in the national championships, national champion jersey. But he will seek for redemption here at the Tour of Austria. I'm pretty sure about that.
Here you can see him and Isaac Del Toro. UAE is lined up, that's for sure. Also Filippo Baroncini, Alessandro Covi, and up front from Jaco Elula, Callan O'Brien. Olympic champion on the track, Callan O'Brien. So also some Olympic medals are in the peloton. Oh, Felix Großschartner still a bit joking.
All smiles for him. He looks pretty relaxed to me.
Yeah.
And another Felix in his wheel.
Felix Engelhardt glued to his wheel. And Florian Vermelsch is doing right now the leading work. And here we have also Raphael Maikal in the black. Still in the rain jacket, or
still not feeling warm enough?
Still not feeling warm enough. Also, he is a predicted. He is a predicted stage winner, and he can pull out his cards on that uphill on the climb. Emanuel Zangerle is working to close the gap between him. He was probably at the supporter car.
Bringing a teammate back in the peloton.
Well, right now we are a bit at the UAE Club Championships, when you want to call it like that. Isaac del Toro.
Still looking calm and collected.
Big. Felix. At 24.3k to go. Jaco Elula, EF Education with Darren Rafferty. And here we have Patrick Conrad at the supporter car, putting away his jacket. That was a bit of sticky one. Sticky jacket.
I wonder what he can do today. He's still looking strong.
Fresh, yeah.
Beating his teammates.
WSA KTM Graz here with
Messner.
And Philipp Hofbauer.
Yeah, Messner is a name that I've put down on my list for today.
Really?
Yeah, he's a really strong climber. My underdog
favorite
for today, yeah. Then we have Marco Schrettel.
Marco Schrettel, Tirol KTM, again strong there in the peloton. I wonder if there's a second of Tirol KTM racing in the peloton, or if he is
on his own.
Again on his own. So if they are keeping that pace with approximately right now 40.3 in average, they will be at 3, something like that, on top of the Gaisberg, exactly at 14.56. Now it is Jaco Elula's time to be in the front.
Yeah, the last real opportunity for the riders to get to the team car. Take off the jackets, get the last bottles for the final climb. And now we have the intermediate sprint.
Here in Copper. Salzburger Land sprint. And now there are just 21k to go. 3 hours and 1 minute in the race. Bit of downhill here for the next
5k.
And then it's about to turn in to the Gaisberg. Oh, that was going to be an intense one. That's going to be an interesting one, especially after those stages we already had. Who is the man with the best legs? Who is the man with the longer breath? Up there, having one more time that sprint classification. Those seconds are brought home by Jacob Lula. .60 kilometers per hour downhill on slippery roads in the peloton is also one of a kind, huh? I have seen Markus Schrettel in the orange, white and orange jersey for the best Austrian. And if Felix Großschartner can keep the leading jersey, he also stays in that jersey for the best Austrian. Here we have him one more time, Markus Schrettel, Tirol KTM cycling team. Actually an under 23 team. The only one who just fall out of it is Tim Waffler. He turned 23 already, but he is there, presenting him pretty good on that Tour of Austria. And here's the sun coming, and also here in our commentator booth the sun is shining into. And when angels are on a journey, there's always sunny weather. 3 hours of pure racing, and we've seen it again today. Breakaway, long breakaway, crucial points, and a strong Team UAE trying to close the gap. Same pictures, but also different.
Jacob Lula in the mix, so they are really up to something today.
Yeah, for sure. And here we are. Spectators are also lining up there
at the finish line.
At the finish line. It seems to be still a bit cold here. Long jackets, long trousers, but heated emotions. Hopefully then when it comes to that 7.9k long climb, and we are not very far away from it, having a little one popping up, a bit of flatter part, and then we start right into it, and it is ramping up to that 70.6% at the end.
Yeah.
So you have to come up in an average of 7.9 for 7.6. It is just amazing. I just can't keep repeating all those stats up to the Gaisberg, and it's getting not easier.
No hiding there.
No hiding there.
The truth of the strongest legs will be revealed on this climb.
Yeah. Also, the Gaisberg was one in the spotlight, not for cycling, but for flying at the well-known stage race, or the X-Alps, Red Bull X-Alps. So there was a prologue there. So not just famous for day trippers up there or hikers to enjoy the panoramic views, it is also a mountain with a huge background in terms of sport competitions, and today he is in the spotlight for that 74th edition of the Tour of Austria. Just always amazing to remember that since 1949 We do have consecutive sport, that event consecutive. Despite that little gap when there was the Corona time, but COVID time, but still always racing here in Austria.
Yeah, I've always wanted to race the Tour of Austria. Unfortunately, it never happened for me, but it was my thing to also switch to the road from the mountain bike.
Yeah, the Tour of Austria. 43% of all Tour of Austria editions were won by Austrians, and 32 overall victories we've had seen so far from 1949 on. Last year it was Diego Ulissi taking home the title, and Felix Großschartner was on the 3rd place. And for sure this year is willing to stand up there on
his time to shine.
Yeah, also Brendan Rivera Valga second, Magnus Sheffield. He was in fourth position. Sorry, Magnus Sheffield from Aeneas Grenadiers was in 3rd position. Rafael Maika 8th position. So
the riders of UAE Team Emirates in the top 10 of the GC.
And that was just last year between Diego Ulissi and Brandon Vargas, 6 seconds. The winning margin, 6 seconds.
And only 9.
9-11. So the top 10 athletes were between 31 seconds at the GC at the Tour of Austria 2024.
That's close.
That's close, and this year is going to be, I guess, even tighter.
You think so?
I think so. So we do have still a bit time for any questions popping up here on the live chat, and if possible, it would be amazing to have all the Spanish questions in English. It would be amazing, so we could talk a bit more about it and try to answer everything you wanna ask us in terms of cycling sports. You, for sure, Fabian, have to answer that question. 13.4K to go. We've seen that ramp off the Gaisberg here on our stats. 75% of all vertical meters of today's race are done, that which means 2,220, and Emanuel Zangerli has to...
Job done for today.
Yeah, job done. He pulled out here of the peloton. So as I want to say, 2,220 vertical meters are already done. 754 are still waiting. Jaco Ilula, EF Education, Team UAE. In front. I'm just moving around my chair here because it is getting interesting second by second. Alpecin with Leonard Bellmans here, Unibet, ATT Investments, all those strong continental teams are still in that peloton. Also WSA, KTM Graz, Philipp Hofbauer is here, Marco Schrettel we've seen. Then we also have Anton Jarming from XTS Astana. All those colorful and honorable jerseys are lined up there. Little Trek. Yeah, unfortunately, Aleix is out there off the tour with a broken arm. We know that pretty much for sure right now. He had a crash, and we can use that time right now to send all the best towards Aleix Gaisberg, and a fast recovery, a good healing, and hopefully we see you back on the bike, and especially back here at the Tour of Austria.
So there is the question, which is the hardest stage of this year's Tour of Austria?
I guess it is that one tomorrow coming up, Kütai, because we do have there 3,500 meters in elevation gain, and also in it 2 horse categories and 1 category 1 mountain classification. So the top 2 classifications are in that tour, but we can say that it is going to be a better weather right from the start on than we had today. So tomorrow is a tough one, but this one is going to be also another burner.
Yeah, for sure. So now the weather looks sunny.
The weather looks
Clouds
sunny.
are gone.
Yeah. .4.
And the peloton is down to approximately 40.
40, yeah, I would say so.
Riders.
40 riders. Going into a little downhill. Run and race Wibatek, Alto Sowiński, seen here with the number 157.
I wonder when we will see the first attacks.
Oh yeah, it's 10K to go. We know that Gaisberg is a 7.6K long. So I guess in the next 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, who do you think will start attacking first?
Let me guess, out into the blue. I think it is going to be Del Toro with Michael Engelhardt is going with him, and one of Aeneas.
Yeah.
That's my guess. That's my guess. Because UAE is lining up. UAE is lining up right now. But Jaco is
two cards to play.
And by Jaco it is Callan O'Brien still on the back wheel of the leader of UAE.
The flag waving for Felix Großschartner. The Austrian flag is up.
So I guess now it is that time where we are about to start that ascent up, that climb up to the Gaisberg. 9.3K to go. 3 hours and 16 minutes in the book. Narrow roads here, Summerfest vibes here along the the road. That would be amazing to have the front view here. There we are. And wait.
It's still 1 kilometer to go until the climb really starts.
Yeah.
They are already putting a furious pace in the front.
That's a little hop off here. Then it goes a bit down, and then we start again. We knew that picture already. That's the third and last time we are passing that part of the track. It is right up to OBERWINKL, to that we've seen already before. But now they're not turning here. They are going straight ahead towards that lightning.
So the teams now want to put their leaders in the front. You have them the best cars, or the best shot. You will stay in the front on this climb, because as soon as the attacks fly,
you have to be prepared.
They want to respond immediately.
Yeah.
And as you can see in the back of the peloton, they are already struggling to stay there.
The question is, if there's an attack up front, will there be a counter-attack by any of them, or is it like just let them go and try and see what happens? And I guess it's not that stage of the race where you can say just let them go and see what happens. So it's 7.6k to go.
The climb is so hard. I think it's trying to stay as calm as you can.
Yeah, you can see Isaac.
A lot of what ifs.
Yeah, a lot of what ifs. And the good thing is, cycling is unpredictable and everything can happen. There can be an underdog on top of the podium at the end of the Gaisberg. There can be a well-known name. Here we have Hermann Bernsteiner one more time, and now it is Gaisberg, category 1, 7.6, 7.9%, maxing out to 17.6. I guess I just said it like for the 100th time already.
Yeah, but
it is just amazing.
Steep.
It is just amazing. Jaco Elula. But I don't. Oh, it's time for UAE. Jaco pulled out.
First guy done.
And here we are seeing Isaac Del Toro in the black and white jersey for the best rookie on the team, on the tour. And I guess it is EF sending someone up front. And now we are in that
well-known climb. By now well-known.
Also Hermann Bernsteiner is struggling a bit there with that huge pace. And yes, Team UAE leads not just the peloton right now, also in the GC classification
and the team rankings. Martin Messner now struggling.
That was your underdog tip here. And also we have a Director Sportif in the chat from Tietema Rockets. She just saw here 6.3K to go. I was a bit right with my guess that there is an attack in the next 2 minutes, because that was 4 minutes ago. So we're just...
They're trying to wear everyone down. Last man standing.
Last man standing. It's sunny, it's good weather, it's... It's drying up. So all the unnecessary weight was just dropped there on that part. But he is back.
Messner made it back.
Messner made it back to the peloton.
I mean, UAE is looking strong throughout the whole day. It will be hard for the other teams to come around them. That's for sure.
High class squads by every team here at the Tour of Austria. But I guess they know for sure where the part is, where they can start the attack. Because now we are coming into a steeper part right now. Gaining approximately 80 meters there. Also, Martin Messner here is still there, still fighting, but
next to his teammate Philipp Hofbauer.
Philipp Hofbauer, yeah, Philipp Hofbauer.
And now Ineos is moving up on the left-hand side.
Yeah, like yesterday, and there it is, the scenery on top.
Emmanuel's mother with the glasses there.
Yeah. So family and friends and...
waiting for the KOM jersey.
Yeah. When? Fabian, when?
Soon.
Soon. I believe you. That's a little bit of downhill. Oh, you can hear the brakes screaming down there.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all still wet. And here we are. Increasing the tempo. UAE bringing their top contenders in a good position. And then just waiting for the go, I guess. Janis Peter was just in the middle of the screen. And you can see how fast they are. Rafael Majka is stretching again a bit. Polish national champ. King of the mountain. 2 times at the Tour de France.
Patrick Conrad and Lennart Kemner moving up on the right.
Yeah.
So maybe they are preparing something.
Finish. 4K to go. 4K to go. 4,000 meters. And in that 4,000 meters, they have to complete another 400 meters in elevation. And 3.5 hours in the race, and it's still waiting game going on. And
who will lose his nerves first?
Yeah, that's the question. Oh, with the net to catch the pigeons on the side, the kids are getting creative. Oh, you hear the Austrian fans cheering Felix Großschartner on. Ineos is looking strong here on the left-hand side.
So the teams are lining up for what is about to come.
The Felix Großschartner World Tour Pro.
His fan club is already waiting for him.
Yeah. So I guess now maybe someone is out of the saddle paddling. No, not yet. Not yet.
Martin Bertha and Martin Messner now at the back.
So here we are. That was that OBERWINKL come. We've seen them going downhill, but now it's time for them going uphill. 3K to go. And now UAE is
upping the pace once again.
Upping again. Now also the pulling machines are dropping to the side. We've seen it from UAE. They're making room for those top contenders in the GC, for those top climbers coming up. EF Education is a bit here in the middle part of the peloton.
Julian Verschuren of the Unibet Titema Rockets still in the mix.
Also Jaco Elula, Paul Dubel here fighting hard to keep the pace high here and to keep the gap close between him and the peloton. And it is, I guess, Filippo Paroncini right now here in the front for Team UAE.
And now we are close to the steepest part of the climb.
So it is.
And the fans are out.
Rafael Maika still here on the back wheel doing super domestique work. Also Filippo Paroncino, but we've seen it yesterday. Filippo Paroncino is also up for surprises.
Patrick Conrad getting dropped.
But not about Lennart Kemner still in there from Lidl Trek. Felix Großschartner, Isaac Del Toro in 3 and 4. Felix Großschartner looking back here. And UAE is
ripping
the peloton in half.
Yeah. Or what is left of the peloton.
Or what is left. 2K to go, but now it would be the time for someone of UAE or someone other. I guess also Ineos is strong, lined up here in the front. Jaco Elula, we've seen also there. 2K to go. Hopefully we keep the...
Now he's starting to get nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Großschartner is still looking strong and composed.
But Isaac Del Toro is glued to his back wheel.
Yeah.
And then we have someone from EF Education Post. Easy Post here. And Jaco Elula next to... Felix Großschartner is always looking back. I wonder why he's always looking back, but...
Maybe just to check who's still there.
Yeah.
I think Marco Schrettel is still in the pack.
Yeah. Oh, they are opting there. What a pace we've seen here by those amazing athletes. 228 meters in elevation to go, 1.7K.
A lot of riders getting dropped now. So
it is a tough one. It is a tough one. Look into their faces. Rafael Maika dancing on the paddles, same like...
I think it's Felix Engelhardt on the right.
Yeah. Felix Großschartner is in waiting position in the leading red jersey here. 1.5. Always looking back, always wanting to know what happens there on his back wheel. And now we have it. Now there is an attack by Ineos Grenadier. And I believe it is August Andrew, yesterday's third position, and he's building up a gap between those two. Now it is the question if UAE is answering it with a counter-attack or they are letting him shoot out all his power on that climb. 1.3K to go. It is a long one and we are going into that very steep part. Here we have Bob Jungels from Ineos Grenadier.
Yeah, he is looking strong. And now there seems to be a response from behind.
Flamme Rouge.
I think it's Großschartner on the move now, trying to bridge the gap. Yeah, he is looking strong. Another response from the back.
By Michael shaking his head. And here we have him.
Andrew August on his hunt for glory. Ooh, they're coming back.
They're coming back. And this is one of EF Education. .800 meters.
Del Toro and Großschartner together. Engelhardt getting dropped.
Oh, that's going to be a heartbeat final for sure.
700 meters to go.
Andrew August did a great try here.
And he's suffering.
He's suffering for sure. Yesterday he was in 3rd position. But not.
They are coming back.
They're coming back. They're coming back here.
And
Felix is also struggling.
He has to stay on that wheel.
But he is still fighting. He is still fighting there. 400 meters to go. This Abting. Look at that. Keeping the gap open.
What a final. And
What
now
a
they... Will there be a response from those three riders?
Ryan Archie, I believe it is, with number 36. He was the king of the Porscheberg, but this stage is going to Aeneas Grenadier, probably, but Isaac Del Toro is again up there. Now we have it. Now there is the attack by Isaac Del Toro on the last 200 meters. The Mexican did it one more time after yesterday's stage win. Today the Gaisberg is also on his bucket list, ticked off with an incredible win here, but with a long waiting period for sure. So
chapeau
to Isaac Del Toro, chapeau to Andrew August, and also to Felix Großschartner securing a 3rd place here. Ryan Archie from EF Education, Easy Post in 4th position. And then we have Jaco Elula. Felix Engelhardt, your roommate, did an amazing job also.
5th place.
So that was again
and there
Marco
is
Schrettel,
Lennart Kemner, Jungels.
Yeah.
Now we wait for Marco Schrettel. Janis Peter. Philipp Hofbauer.
Yeah, here we
and
are.
Marco Schrettel. Strong race by Philipp Hofbauer. But what a final.
For a few seconds, it looked like that.
The Ineos Grenadiers.
Yeah, but then at the end, Isaac Del Toro took home that stage win. 2nd stage for him out of 3. The Gaisberg, after 1973, conquered again. So Del Toro, August, Großschartner, Ryan Engelhardt, Maika Elemus, Kemner, Leonard, and Langelotti. Amazing stage one more time. We had it all. We had rain, we had breakaway, now we have sun.
Tough fight for the KOM jersey. And now a very nice battle for the GZ honors.
And look at that view here. So he is in the warm jacket already. Alessandro Covi congratulates him.
All smiles for Team UAE Emirates.
Again. Yeah, that was again amazing.
Thank you for the comments in the YouTube channel.
Also a bit of a thing with pronouncing the names, but we always read the surname first and then the name afterwards. So just look on the GC. 3 seconds are just between Del Toro and Großschartner, and then another 16 seconds to August, the man from the United States of America. Amazing. Marco Schrettel still in 12th position, which means the fact that Großschartner is keeping
the best Austrian jersey.
First are already leaving here. The Gaisberg going down to Salzburg. Even though it's a long way up there to hike, there's still a few people up there and providing an amazing
an atmosphere for the riders.
Yeah, that's for sure. With that amazing scenery, panoramic view here. Having one from Run and Ride Webertech. Already 5 minutes here. 15% of the leader's time will be the cutoff. So for us, this is it. It was an amazing day. Thank you for being here by my side, and I'm looking forward to have you again tomorrow when it comes to the Queen stage. So tune in tomorrow again on a beautiful Saturday. We're starting at 10 to 11. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Gipfeltreffen in Kütai. Sei dabei, wenn Sie am Samstag, 12. Juli, der Ötztaler Radmarathon und die Tour of Austria auf 2020 Meter zum symbolischen Meet and Greet treffen. Beim größten Radbreitensport-Event Österreichs ist es am 31. August traditionell der erste Pass, wo über 4000 Teilnehmer schon richtig schwitzen. Und bei der 74. Auflage der Österreich-Rundfahrt ist es in diesem Jahr die Königsetappe. Samstag, 12. Juli, ÖRM und Tour of Austria, Gipfeltreffen in Kütai.